Welcome to the YMCA Fall Recreational Soccer Virtual Coaches Meeting, and thank you again for volunteering to coach this season. Today, we will cover a number of topics related to our recreational soccer program. You can find those listed here on the screen. Our rec soccer program is a 7-week season. Teams will practice one time a week and play a game once on the weekend. All games will be played at Wright Park. Player space is our main form of communication that will be used. Here, you can view your coach's roster, communicate with your team, post to the activity wire. The YMCA youth sports staff can also post update and news to the activity wire. Player space does have an app that is available for use. It is best used when you are just trying to view your schedule. Game cancellation notifications may also be sent out through Player Space. As a coach, when you first log into Player Space, the first thing you should see would be your home page with your teams listed that you are attached to. If I click on visiting my team's homepage, here I can see their schedules, their roster, and most importantly, my Coach's Corner. Coach's Corner is where you will want to go if you are looking to communicate with your team through email or if you are looking to export the roster. On the messaging tab here, normally you will see more stuff there. It is disabled right now, but through there, you can just click to send a message and you will be able to send one out to your entire team as everyone's email is already programmed in there. Roster. If you're looking to view your roster, you would normally see all of your players listed here below. The green button in the right corner, the export roster, that is what will get you the PDF version printout of the players' names, parents' names, phone numbers, and emails. It should also list on there what school the child attends. Parents on your team do not have access to all this information. They do have the roster selection here, but they will just see first and last names of all the players. When wanting to view your schedules, you can use the Schedules tab. Be sure to click on All Events. This is just an old schedule, but here you can see the layout of how it should look for you. You will see blue is used for the home team, red for the away team. So just like with your uniforms, red is when you're away, blue is when you are home. If you are looking for a PDF printout of your schedule, just go to the blue schedule button. If you are looking to update any of your contact information, you can always go to the right-hand corner and go under your profile and your account management if you are looking to switch things like your email address or your phone number. Here you also have the option to sync to your mobile calendar as well. Uniform and equipment that must be worn by all players. Players must wear the YMCA red and blue reversible soccer jersey. Shin guards are required and must be covered with socks. Those of you who are coaching grades kindergarten through 4th grade, soccer, baseball, football cleats, or turf and tennis shoes are all allowed. Grades 5th through 9th, only soccer cleats or tennis shoes are allowed. No front-toed cleat. Players shall not wear anything which is dangerous, which includes rings, earrings of any type, and taped earrings are not allowed. So if any player is wanting to play and they have earrings in, they must take them out for the game. No casts are allowed. Here you will see a picture of our YMCA reversible jersey, which is required. Again, blue is when you are listed as home. Red is for when you are listed as away. Jerseys can be purchased at our youth sports office Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. or out at the park on game day at the park garage for $15. Cash or check only when purchasing at the park. COVID-19 restriction and guidelines. All coaches should have received a document in their first email detailing all of these as well. Most importantly, stay home or keep your child home if you are sick. Only coaches and players are allowed to be on the team sideline area of field for games. Team side area will be the side that the orange flags are placed at the midline. Please remind players to practice social distancing on the sideline. This would include not standing in a big huddle, making sure the players are spaced out, keeping all of their backpacks, duffel bags, water bottles, all of that stuff, keeping it spaced out from one another. Between games, the game ball will be sprayed with disinfectant or exchanged out with a new ball. Reminder, there will be no handshake lines with the opposing team after games. We suggest teams wave to opposing teams to congratulate good play and sportsmanship. No team meetings or gatherings on fields after games. For more guidelines, please refer to the Wright Park Games policies. As you can see here, this is a chart that will list a number of different things related to your team's age group or grade level. Those of you in kindergarten through 4th grade, you will play 7v7, which means 6 players on the field and 1 in the goal. Your ball size is listed there. The ref will have the game ball at your field each game. All grade levels will include a goalie. K through 4th, you will use the build-out line, which we will discuss later. Those of you in 5th through 9th grade, you will play 9v9, which is 8 on the field and 1 in the goal. At this time, we ask that only 1 player should be sent out for the coin toss. For the kickoff, the ball may be passed backwards first. It does not have to cross the center line first. It cannot be touched by kicker a second time until touched by another player. For any substitutions, they can occur at any stoppage of play. The sub must be located at the midline and should wait until referee gives motion for them to enter the field of play. Players sent to the line after the ball has gone out of bounds will need to wait for the next dead ball. Please remind players to hustle on and off the field as the clock continues to go throughout the entire game except during halftime. Those of you in grades K through 4, there is no intentional heading of the soccer ball allowed. This year for goalie pennies, we will not be providing one to the coaches so that we can limit the use of shared equipment. Coaches should have players bring a white shirt they can put on over their jersey if they plan to play goalie during the game. During a game, your team may experience a free kick situation where it may be direct or indirect. For a direct free kick, a goal can be scored directly against the opponent from the kick. Examples of this would include handling the ball, tackles or challenges, trips or attempts to trip. For an indirect kick, a goal may be scored only if the ball is touched by a second player of either team first. Examples would be offsides, kicking or attempting to kick the ball when the goalkeeper is in the process of releasing it. Offsides will only apply for those of you in grades 5th through 9th. A player is offsides if he or she is nearer to the opposing team's goal line than both the ball and the second to last opponent. A player may be in an offsides position but not called offsides if, in the opinion of the referee, he or she is not seeking to gain an advantage. Here you will see a field diagram of what you will be playing on. Older players, 5th through 9th, you will not see all of these lines out on your field as they do not apply to your age level, but we'll go over all of those. As you can see, we have the team sidelines on one side of the field with the orange flag there where the subs will check in. All spectators need to be on the opposite side of the field, away from the sideline. We would like the fans to sit further away so we can practice social distancing, but also this gives your players enough space to throw the ball in. No one is allowed to sit or stand behind the goal areas on either side. For a goal kick is awarded to the defending team when attacking team kicks or propels the ball in its entirety over the goal line outside the goal post. For a corner kick, it is awarded to the attacking team after the ball has gone out of bounds across the goal line and was last touched by a defender. For all throw-ins, the thrower must face the field. Part of each foot must be on the ground, either on the touchline or outside the field of play. Thrower may not play ball until it has been played by another player. The ball must be thrown with equal pressure from both hands and must be delivered from behind and overhead. Players need to make sure not to lift their back foot when they are throwing the ball in. Those of you in kindergarten and first grade, for an illegal throw, it may be retried once. On here, you will see a blue protective goal box. That will be just on the fields for K through 2 and will only apply through grades K through 2. The protective goalie box will be painted that will extend 6 feet out from each goalpost and the length of the soccer goal. If the goalie is in the painted protective box, offensive players may not enter to kick the ball that is in the protective box. If the goalie is not in the painted protected box, then the offensive player may kick the ball into the goal. For grades K through 4, there is also no punting allowed by the goalie. This would include drop kicks too, as they are not allowed. K through 4, the goalie is to roll or throw the ball out to their teammates. Now we'll go through a short video that's going to help explain the build outline a little bit more through those K through 4th graders.
The build outline only impacts the game in 3 situations. When the goalkeeper has the ball in his or her possession, for goal kicks, and for determining whether a player is in an offside position. It does not impact play for free kicks. Build-out lines should be drawn on the field midway between the halfway line and the top of the penalty area. If the lines are not present on the field, they may be marked by cones or flags placed 1 yard off the field at either end of the line. These must be clear to the referee, who should point them out to the players and coaches before the match. When the goalkeeper gets possession of the ball in his or her hands, the opponents must begin to move behind the build-out line. Remember, in AYSO, goalkeeper possession includes cases where the goalkeeper has his or her hand on the ball while it is on the ground. The goalkeeper may play or pass the ball to either side of the build-out line. As soon as the ball has been released by the goalkeeper, the opponents may cross the build-out line. This includes placing the ball on the ground. As part of the US Soccer Player Development Initiative, goalkeepers in 9U and 10U divisions may not deliberately punt or drop kick the ball from their possession. If the goalkeeper deliberately drop kicks or punts the ball, an indirect free kick should be awarded to the opponents at the spot of the offense. If the offense occurred within the goal area, the indirect free kick should be taken on the goal area line, parallel to the goal line, at the point nearest to where the offense occurred. If an opponent crosses back over the build-out line before the ball is released by the goalkeeper and then gets involved in play, moves to gain possession of the ball, or interferes with play, the referee can stop play and award the goalkeeper's team an indirect free kick on the build-out line at the spot where the opponent crossed back over the line. As soon as the goalkeeper gets possession of the ball in his or her hands, the opponents must move behind the build-out line. Goalkeepers may throw the ball, roll the ball, or place it on the ground so it can be kicked by them or a teammate. As soon as the ball has been released by the goalkeeper, the opponents may cross the build-out line. This includes placing the ball on the ground. If an opponent crosses back over the build-out line before the ball is released by the goalkeeper and then gets involved in play, the referee can stop play and award the goalkeeper's team an indirect free kick on the build-out line at the spot where the opponent crossed back over the line. Referees should not begin their 6-second clock until all the opponents have moved beyond the build-out line. The goalkeeper is permitted to release the ball from their possession before the opponents have moved beyond the build-out line. However, if the ball goes directly to an opponent, play continues. The goalkeeper may play or pass the ball to either side of the build-out line. The goalkeeper may not punt or drop kick the ball from their possession. Referees are encouraged to clearly indicate that opponents are to go beyond the build-out line, and referees should use their voices to stop offences on both sides. Note that players should not be cautioned for any offences relating to these rules. For goal kicks, the build-out line plays a similar role. Once the referee signals for a goal kick, the opponents must begin to move beyond the build-out line. The player taking the goal kick may kick the ball to either side of the build-out line. The kicking team may take the kick before all the opponents have crossed the build-out line, but if the ball goes directly to an opponent, play continues. The opponents may only cross back over the build-out line once the ball is back in play. The ball is back in play when it is kicked and clearly moves. Note, this is new for 2019. If an opponent crosses the build-out line before the ball is back in play and interferes with the goal kick or gets involved in play, the referee should stop play and have the goal kick retaken. Once the referee signals for a goal kick, the opponents must move back behind the build-out line. The opponents may only cross back over the build-out line once the ball is back in play. The ball is back in play when it is kicked and clearly moves. The goal kick may be taken before all the opponents have crossed the build-out line, but if the ball goes directly to an opponent, play continues. The player taking the goal kick may kick the ball to either side of the build-out line. Referees are encouraged to clearly indicate that opponents are to go beyond the build-out line, and referees should use their voice to stop offences on both sides. Note that players should not be cautioned for any offences relating to these rules.
So as you probably heard on the video, they were talking about age levels for 9U and 10U, where our recreational soccer is based off of grade. So the build-out line that they were talking about will refer to those in K through 4th grade. Everything with the goal kicks, so those of you who are 5th through 9th, you will also want to remember that new in 2019, anytime a goal kick is taken, as soon as that ball is put into the play by the keeper, you can then attack onto the ball. Practices. For all recreational practices, you have 1 hour practice per week. At this time, we ask as much as you can to focus more on individual skills and activities where social distancing can be applied for a majority of the practice. This would include saving your scrimmaging or small-sided games towards the end of practice. We would encourage things like not sharing pennies or equipment as well at practices, and having equipment spaced out like water bottles, backpacks, duffel bags should all be spaced out as well. All coaches should have received an email that would have had a list of LPS locations for practice days and times that we have space available. If you would like to check on any of those places and see if they are filled up or if we do have space there still, you can email me there listed. Good sportsmanship is required of all players, coaches, and spectators. No coach, player, or spectator is to make derogatory remarks or gestures, nor use profane language to referees, other coaches, players, or spectators. The YMCA will neither permit nor condone the harassment of a referee under any circumstance. Violators will be addressed and may be banned from future games. If you have an issue, please speak with the YMCA site supervisors located in the main building garage. The biggest thing is for coaches, parents, spectators, you are not to approach a referee during a game or after a game. If there is an issue, again, speak with a site supervisor. For weather cancellations, you can always tell your parents to call our weather sports line listed here. Otherwise, we will also send out a notification through PlayerSpace if games have been canceled. For Saturday games, their decision is typically made around 8 a.m. Those of you who have Sunday games, the decision is typically made around 11 a.m. As always, with our park rules, please remember pets are not allowed at YMCA parks. Remind your kids and spectators, do not hang on the goalposts or climb the nets. This would also include do not climb on any trees. Please put all trash in proper receptacles. The use of alcohol and tobacco products at YMCA parks is not permitted. Concussions are a very important part of this sport as it is a contact sport, and as you can see, there's only certain age levels that are allowed to head the ball at this point. Here we do have links to videos that you can watch on concussions. Here you can also find one-page documents that can give you tips on signs and symptoms for concussions, fact sheets for you as a coach, for parents as well. The biggest thing with concussions is if you feel a kid has sustained a head injury or a concussion, biggest thing, when in doubt, sit them out. If you have any questions regarding the rec soccer or any programs, you can always contact me listed here. Otherwise, our youth sports office phone number is also listed. Our office hours right now are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The fall recreational soccer rules can also be found on our youth sports website. Thank you and good luck this fall.